Hola, muy buenas tardes, queridos amigos. Hacía tiempo que no hacía un video. Creo que en este momento sí es importante hacer uno, es dar un testimonio. Hoy es Shabbat, sábado 19 de agosto de 2023. Se encuentra lloviendo en Chile, en la zona central y en varias partes más del país. Y quise hacer este video porque encontré uno que está bastante bueno en relación a lo que ocurrió en Hawái, y esto es, para mí, es una comprobación de aquello que se encuentra aconteciendo en el mundo desde hace muchos años. Prueba que existen grandes cantidades variadas de armamento destructivo, armamento militar, que está siendo usado en la civilidad y donde todos están callados. Estamos viendo desde comienzos del 2020 una de las más grandes mentiras planetarias, y parece que se acostumbraron a asesinar gente sin ningún problema, sin asco, producto de lo que ustedes ya saben que llevan más de 20 millones de personas muertas en el planeta a causa de la... Exactamente. Entonces, es una realidad, ni hablar de la cantidad de enfermos que hay, y esta cifra va a ir aumentándose conforme pase el tiempo. Así es que cuando llegue a los 3 y 5 años de que se comenzaron con dichas, va a quedar un caos impresionante. Y bueno, y así parece que ya les da lo mismo. Llevamos una guerra de más de un año y medio sin ningún sentido en Ucrania, ¿no?, que ha significado pobreza para el mundo. Sí, pobreza específica para el mundo, con inflación, todo derivado de esa guerra, una cosa que parecería increíble, pero que es cierto, es una realidad. Y así tantas cosas más que seguimos viendo, donde se siguen inventando enfermedades, y la solución es la misma, es aquella que produce tantos daños a la salud. Esa es la enfermedad. En nuestro país, aquí lo único que importa, porque las persecuciones son importantes, las persecuciones a las familias, y lo único que pesquisan no es si el niño o la niña se encuentran bien de salud, si está con algún daño de algo, no, es solamente si ya lo han inyectado, ¿no? Si no, empieza la persecución judicial. Esa es nuestra realidad actual, vigente. Han modificado en este momento un formulario que tienen, y que las personas no debieran firmar, que si lo llegan a firmar es como ponerse en la boca del lobo. Así que no lo hagan. Y bueno, y ahora entremos en materia específica en relación a lo que quiero comunicar aquí, que les quiero transmitir. Como les decía, este es el mejor video explicativo de lo que ha ocurrido, así que se lo voy a poner aquí mismo, ¿ya?, para que ustedes lo puedan ver, de otro canal, no tiene nada que ver conmigo, pero se transmite por Telegram, así que quiero que ustedes aprecien por sí mismos, vean ustedes esos haces de luz que hay en el lugar, y los dejo.
Directed energy weapons, also known as DEWs, are weapons that deploy a highly focused energy beam, including lasers, microwaves, and particle beams. After decades of research in the United States, defense contractors announced back in 2015 that these systems are expected to come online by 2020 and are currently announcing that they are ready to deploy in the field. Russia, China, India, and the UK are developing directed energy weapons as well, and Iran has had them in use since at least 2013. In 2019, Turkey was the first to officially deploy this technology in combat when they claimed to have shot down a Chinese-made drone supplied to the Libyan National Army. On September 16th, Defense Secretary Mark Esper announced that China and Russia have already weaponized satellites with directed energy weapons.
Meanwhile, in space, Moscow and Beijing have turned a once peaceful arena into a warfighting domain. They have weaponized space through killer satellites, directed energy weapons, and more in an effort to exploit our systems and chip away at our military advantage.
And for the past few years, many have wondered if these advanced weapon systems have anything to do with the unprecedented fires we have seen in the past few years. Laser-based weapons are able to destroy the target with external heat, and microwave weapons are designed to penetrate the target through external antennas and sensors and ignite the internal electronics, destroying them from the inside out. This could explain how thousands of homes have rapidly burned into their own footprint while the trees surrounding them survive. And it could explain the several cars we have seen utterly destroyed with temperatures hot enough to liquefy glass and metal. Michael Janich, host of the YouTube Dutch Sense channel, has been researching the Earth's seismic activity for the past 10 years. During the past few weeks, he has discovered satellite imagery that show an equal distance spread of fires, all starting within the same 4 hours.
4 hours, we've got ourselves an equal distance spread of fires here, 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 and here. So what could cause an equal distance spread of fires? Well, only two things, Mother Nature or man, right? There's no storm in the area. You can't blame a storm. So what could cause equal distance spaced fires to spread out across, what do you think that is? 1/3 of Idaho?
And he also discovered what looks to be a beam of light that can be seen in the infrared spectrum, like a microwave. On September 8th, a beam of light can be seen directed to the Dolan Fire of California. The beam appears to excite the heat signature of the fire as it is held on target for over 2 hours.
Right before dawn, watch that. This is yesterday going into this morning. This is in California, the beam coming from space up above Oregon, or somewhere in between this and Oregon. And as it's going through, see how it excites? As the beam is spreading, look how it excites. It's no doubt about it. And the beam spreads first. Look, beam spreads first. Goes from a tiny little tight beam to a wide beam. Then the fire spreads to a wide fire.
The next day, a beam of light is seen directed at and exciting the heat signature of the Holiday Farm Fire in Oregon for over an hour. These weapons of the future are now officially being deployed. Are we currently being attacked with directed energy weapons? And if so, by who?
呦我操！哎呦我操！哎呦我操！
de Acapulco Guerrero, que fue el primer sensor, digamos, que captó este movimiento telúrico ahí en las costas del Océano Pacífico, en las costas del estado de Guerrero. I have been trapped in Lahaina for the last 4 days. And I experienced firsthand what was going on there. What I went through is not important. I need to get this message out. This was not a natural disaster. This was a direct energy attack on the people and the place of Maui. There were trees standing and the buildings gone. This system, this weather system, came in from the mountains, from the east. That does not happen. What they're telling you in the news is not true, and I lived it firsthand. I sat with the people. There was no warning. There was no nothing.
Today I want to talk about the fires in Hawaii and the fires in Paradise Valley, California. Now, my heart goes out to anybody who's lost family or if their house has been destroyed because of this. This was a direct energy weapon assault on the people. And I say that because my friend in Hawaii, which I'm going to show this picture here, showed a laser beam coming out of the sky directly targeting the city. This is really important to be aware of because when we look back at Paradise Valley, when they had their fire, we see a lot of similarities, such as the trees still standing, which is very interesting for a fire. Now, with this whole entire thing, the mainstream media is going to say that this is climate change and that we need to do better. But what's not going to be talked about is the weather modification projects which take place in the United States every single day, spraying aluminum and barium and strontium up into the sky, which, if you think about it, aluminum is a very, very flammable material, which could result in something like this or something like that.
I'm here in Lahaina, Hawaii, in western Maui, at the northernmost part of this fire. And there's a lot of National Guard on the ground at this point. There's a lot of law enforcement. There's helicopters everywhere. And you can't get into most of these areas. The smell is hard to describe. I mean, it smells just like a fireworks show, basically, but a lot more intense. And there's even now, I mean, I could just imagine what it must have been like, you know, when the fire was coming down the mountain. I watched this fire come down the mountain, and I've never seen a fire move this.
Vean ustedes, los árboles no están quemados, solo las propiedades, solo los edificios y los árboles alrededor, no. Absurdo en un incendio. Una cosa increíble. Esta es la prueba objetiva, lo podemos ver todos. Al parecer hubo Vean ustedes ahí, lo que se quemó, lo que se destruyó y los árboles intactos.
Fires that are going on in Hawaii with energy, direct energy weapons. They can do this anywhere on the earth. Direct energy weapons.
Officials say strong winds from Hurricane Dora are fueling these fires that have burned multiple structures in Maui. Also on the Big Island, evacuations are ongoing right now. And the Coast Guard says a dozen people were rescued after they jumped into the ocean to escape the flames. Is this unprecedented in the history of Hawaii?
It is unprecedented. When we deal with hurricane and disasters following hurricane, we're usually dealing with heavy rain, we're dealing with flooding. The fact that we have wildfire in multiple areas as a result of indirectly from a hurricane is unprecedented. Since the last time I spoke to CNN, it has turned very serious and very.
Bueno, ahí han visto ustedes. Lo que yo les puedo decir al día de hoy es que habían intentos de comprar bienes, propiedades, no se vendían, y en la actualidad, en este momento, se están gestionando lo que vienen a ser la reconstrucción, pero de la ciudad tipo 15 minutos. ¿No les parece raro? Los muertos oficiales son poco menos de 120, pero los desaparecidos son miles. Esto es para mí un genocidio en el silencio expectante del mundo. Y el presidente de Estados Unidos, con una sonrisa, y dijo que no había comentarios que hacer. No comments. En verdad, impresionante. Así es que quería mostrarles esto, que yo sé que no se comparte, no se encuentra aquí en esta plataforma. Espero que no me lo echen abajo, y ya les daré yo otras noticias muy prontamente en relación a lo señalado al principio. Así que el tiempo avanza muy rápido, afortunadamente para nosotros, porque la luz se acerca también. Nos vamos acercando a la luz. Así que eso significa que el Mesías Yeshua está muy cerca de nosotros. Así que reciban su paz, ¿no? Yo soy el que soy. Bendito seas, benditos sean ustedes, bendito sea Padre Yahvé, en el nombre de Yeshua.